We heard talk about tax reform today. How do you shift the burden of taxes onto the rich and the ultra-rich and away from the people who are working people? The millionaire's tax didn't work, obviously, when the governor tried that a few years ago. So are you going to shift the tax burden if you're governor? And how do you do that? How do you get it through opposition to a tax increase on the rich?
Yeah, well, I think, look, the conversation is real about affordability in the state, and that does mean a lot of different pieces. You know, one of the big drivers that we did talk about in the debate tonight is healthcare costs and some of the big increases that we're seeing there. I'm really proud to be the only one who's up here on the stage who's designed healthcare plans that literally save people billions of dollars, both on the employer side, employee side. That's bringing down costs while also providing quality care. That means families keep more money in their pockets. That's a home run. When you talk about quality housing and early pieces, right? But that helps, right? When you're talking about investing in those spaces and folks have to spend less dollars, it's reducing your overall family cost. It's keeping more money in your pockets.
And increasing taxes on the rich is what I asked you.
Right, well, listen, I'm answering it in terms of this. As a state level, we have a much more equitable system of taxation. And understanding that when we invest in so many of these underfunded mandates or unfunded mandates that I've seen as mayor, those reduce our property taxes. And certainly at that state level, making sure we are having those pay their fair share who should. Companies who are making excessive profits, good on them, but they should pay their fair share to help support us here in New Jersey. And those who are doing very well for themselves, who likely right now, because of an Elon Musk or others, are going to get these tax breaks at the federal level, we've got to make sure they're paying their fair share also to support the programs that we need in New Jersey.
If you're elected governor, will NJEA's agenda be your administration's agenda?
My agenda is going to be standing up for the hardworking folks here in New Jersey. By the way, that's who teachers are. That's who support staff are, bus drivers and others, right? My agenda is going to be making sure that those who I talk to all the time who are saying, Sean, I just can't afford it. I can't afford to live where I work. Sean, I can't afford it. That $20,000 plus $10,000 for early care, aftercare for my child care is eating up all of my wages. That's unacceptable. That's affecting an educator just as much as it's affecting anyone else in the state. My agenda is going to be making sure that I'm bringing forward the voice of the people, the challenges that we're facing, trying to address those head on and making a difference in folks' lives.
So how can you assure people?
Issues facing schools if you're elected, what would the biggest
Right.
Well, I'll say this. The most important thing affecting schools right now I'd frame it in two different ways. And first, I'll start with this. It's making sure that every single one of our students feels safe and supported. That is the biggest challenge we're facing right now. And that's in one bucket. But certainly the dollars that our schools need to be able to support the programs and, quite frankly, help our communities that have been under-resourced and underserved, the loss of school lunch programs and other pieces, the potential loss of federal dollars, these are all going to be major challenges that every single one of our communities and certainly our schools are facing. And we're going to have to look at ways as a state to be ready to step into those gaps. Should we see some of these programs, like he's already attempted to do, cut and they not be held or certainly pushed back against, we're going to have to be ready to step in those spaces so that we don't lose some of the essential services that our students rely on, our parents rely on, and certainly our communities need.
Well, one of your ambitions
on the debate stage, do you have a position on having a constitutional amendment for abortion rights in the state? If so, what does that look like?
Yes, I mean, look, I think anything we can do to ensure that a woman's right to choose is as protected as possible in the environment that we see at the federal level, we've got to try and do it. And the short answer is yes.
Mayor, just a quick question here. I mean, all the candidates talk about reproductive rights, so the debate itself, it's already codified into state law. It seemed like maybe it's just the overkill, but again, affordability, property taxes, the highest in the nation. Are those things that Democrats should be worried about being a second?
I think we should be worried about everything. When we see what's happening at the federal level, I don't think we can sit back and say we're good. On this issue or any others, we've got to continually do all we can because we've got somebody right now that's sitting in the Oval Office that is breaking every norm, that is ruling through executive order. And in that environment, you've got to say what are the strongest ways you can put in protections that help New Jersey families protect a woman's right to choose, while we also address the issues that I hear about each and every day. Yes, it's the conversation when I drop my 7-year-old and she says to me, Sean, what are you doing about New Jersey Transit? They got hurt on the bus. We've got to make sure it's safe, affordable, reliable, cost-effective. But it also means we've got to bring down the costs that so many are facing, like we did in Montclair with housing and putting in the first ever rent control. These are real issues that folks want to hear about, all of them. And we've got to do all we can to protect each one of those issues.
If elected, would you sign or seek to roll back Chapter 78, the pension, particularly the pension provisions that were installed in 2011, and basically cut pensions for public employees and teachers. Is that going to be one of your ambitions?
I'll say one of the things that we have to recognize is right now we're in a situation where we cannot fill positions in our schools. We go in so many places where classes are untaught, class sizes are increased because we can't bring folks in. And what districts are doing to try and draw folks is saying, we're going to give you a signing bonus. We're going to give you $20,000. Or Sean, we're not going to hire you on step 1, 2, or 3. We're going to hire you on step 11, 12, 13. Who pays for that? Our local property taxes do. Understanding that we as a state can invest in a pension system. Right now where our employees contribute, but the state really is putting in nothing. Right? Investing in a pension system that says, hey, we're going to invest that in the stock market for 20, 25 years, gain those returns, and give those dollars back to you. It creates stability in the system. It doesn't rely on the burden of local property taxes to continue to try and steal talent from other districts, and it gets us stability and educational quality.
My question is rolling back Chapter 78. Would that be one of your goals?
One of my goals is making sure we've got a pension system, an equitable pension system that supports every single public employee in this state, and that does mean getting rid of tiers that exist right now that have folks who are doing the same exact work but making absolutely nothing in terms of a contribution from the state to their pension.
That's it, everybody. Thank you. We'll bring out Mayor Fulton now. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.